So I'd like to invite our D1 panel representative convener, so Dr. Yealy.
Thank you, Angela. So update on international activities and Australian panel activities. I've just tried to focus on the new things and things more interesting because there's a lot of activities ongoing. So how we do that? Okay. Study committee scope. Basically, we do materials and measurement technologies. If you look at the area interest, we interest in liquid, the gases, the solids, and insulation systems, and measurement, PD, online condition monitoring, and testing, all these things. Commander, I think from Simon Sutton came in last year, and we got secretary from UK, and we got a number of advice groups. You can see there, apart from strategic tutorial, you have liquid, high voltage testing, and solid. Amazingly, I just found there is gases and mixtures. Got 24 regular country members, and you can see those ones just coming in. The orange ones coming in last year. So we have major economies represented in the study committee. It's a structure of the working groups. Again, we break down into different areas. You can see liquids a bit small, sorry about that. Testing solids and gases. I wouldn't go through that limit. I'll just go next level. These are the new working groups. A lot of you can see joint working groups. A2, so 3 joint working groups there. And the brochure published this year, these two I should mention. The 50 you can see from the member has been going on for quite a number of years, but it is a very important brochure. It relates to a lot of equipment, basically for insulation coordination and design, and also for testing. This atmospheric correction, different levels, different ambient conditions. So that's important. It's gone probably 10 years, finally. It's also for revision of number of IEC standards. Activities updates. We have a general meeting in Cairns, along with the Cairns symposiums. 16 delegates attended, and found the possible working groups discussed. We want to learn switching impulse, oscillating waveforms testing, optical measurement systems, sensitivity verification PD for alternative gases. So that's for new gases. You want to look at the PD sensitivity of these gases. And also, people want to probably revise the IEC standard in the area radio interference voltage test. This is for corona interference for the transmission line created by dampers, line fittings, insulators. A possible participation of D1 in those symposiums and colloquium. We're still at the early stage, but these are the places we're looking at. And there's a photo of the people there. Cairns symposiums, 11 D1 papers, and 1 best papers title is there from Australia. Tutorial presented, still PD, UHF. It's very relevant to a lot of not only for GIS, but a lot of other equipment. Paris session, there's all the abstracts being completed. I think altogether 79 D1 papers will be presented as being accepted for Paris. Preferential subjects, you can see, I wouldn't go through, read them. You can just see Still, the new things are PD on the DC, and also import stress, and the materials for hydrogen economies. You can see the battery and charging devices. These are new areas. Australian panel, we have representatives from utilities, universities, equipment manufacturers, testing and service providers. So a quite good mix. The numbers, I think about 12 or 13 people. Cannes symposiums, we had 4 papers, including 1 best papers in D1. I'll probably just go a little bit about that best paper. So basically, this paper is about measurements of instrument transformers with composite waveforms. So now people all try to understand harmonics in network. So we have CTVTs, magnetic CTVTs, which don't have very high bandwidth. Then you have low power instrument transform, we have very high bandwidth. So but how to assess their accuracy for quality, power quality measurement or other purposes. So people been doing individual frequency sweep, so 50 hertz, 100 hertz at low voltage. And this paper is really about a composite waveform with a fundamental 50 hertz, high voltage, superimposed with a range of different harmonics. And the other aspect, you can see that this did a actual measurement on the 33 voltage transformers. You can see at the low voltage, you see a difference at different voltage levels. These are the hundreds of volts. While at the high voltage, you can see the absolute value decreased, which makes sense. So they are slightly different. The question is whether the low voltage sweep is sufficient. It depends if you talk to different experts. Some situations, if at the borderline, if you look at the limits, probably not enough. So the composite waveform give you a better picture that represent the real service condition. And the other important aspect, you can see this is a paper that's thoroughly assessed the measurement uncertainty. So at the low voltage, it's very low. Of course, the frequency components there is dominant. While you superimpose on the very high voltage, the uncertainty reduced, but still 0.2%. That would be sufficient for most harmonics, probably in most applications. That's a very good paper. Then the D1 had a meeting in Melbourne. These are the topics discussed. It's a range of activities you can see there. The important thing is gas mixtures discussed heavily, and also the harmonics measurement. You can see these are very important topics. Then we had a visit to RMIT. RMIT had a HV lab, 800 kV impulse, 300 kV switching, AC. Then we have a tour of Omicron facility. Nice dinner. And these are the activities Australian panel participated in. And we have the last pictures. You can show you there's still high voltage testing capabilities in Australia. This is done in the HV lab in Linfield. You can see this 330 kV switching impulse wet test and lightning impulse testing. You can see this is the impulse generator. This side is AC. So it's a lot of activities, testing activity happening at the moment. Thank you.